Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Check it out. I was talking about ammunition and all the issues that we have. Ammunition, shortage, and again, you guys know it's going insane. You know, people going crazy here. There's still some good deals. I have seen a couple good deals that people have shared here in the community, but overall, people don't have ammo and people going crazy here in the community. There's a lot of discussions about this. Now, I want to share a couple thoughts that I was thinking about. Again, you know, trying to help some of you guys that are starting on firearms. Some of you guys are starting to, you know, have ammo and things like that, or have firearms and buying ammunition for those things. This is not the only thing. There's going to be great comments down there that you could go and check it out and start a conversation with some of the guys down there in the comments, because again, they may bring great information to you guys in the community. Now, before I get into all this, before I get into the whole dilemma here, check it out. If you want to support the channel, you can become a patron. This is for my patrons because they great. Thank you, sirs, or you know, all patrons out there. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Again, if you want to share the videos, make sure you click like, subscribe, share the videos, and all that good stuff. I definitely appreciate that as well. Let's hit the intro and let's get started. Alright, so check it out. I actually mentioned this already. I'm going to mention it again. My good friend Cactica Man had a couple, you know, really interesting thoughts about ammunition issues that we're having, ammunition shortage that we're having. And essentially, one of the biggest things that he mentioned, which I did mention in the last video, was the simple fact that a lot of people are buying guns. And the fact that a lot of people are buying guns, it kind of equals out to a lot of people buying ammunition, right? If we're having crazy amount of guns being sold, and you buy two, you know, boxes of ammo with every pistol or something like that, you know, that is being sold, obviously we're going to have a shortage. Now, there's companies taking advantage of it. We know how it is. You know, some of the company. Remember then. So when this is over, you don't support them. You know, if you want to make a damage to some of those guys, remember then and don't support him. That's kind of what I'm doing. You know, I look at some of the things right here and I'm thinking, all right, you charge a lot of money. This is how you're going to play it out. I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to support you when all this is over. So again, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. As a recording of this video, this is election day, right? This is when I'm recording the video. I don't know when I'm going to release it. But this is election day. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we kind of level out and everything goes back to normal. But the thing that I have here and the frustration that I have faced, maybe not so much frustration, I know there's a lot of new guys, is that we go through this all the time. This is not new. We go through this all the time. So don't freak out about it. This is the expected, right? So what I have learned, and some of you guys have learned just based on the comments that I read from the last video that I posted, a lot of you guys were like, I don't worry about this. I got what I need and I'm good. And you know what? For some of you guys out there that saying that stuff, I'm telling you, I'm like you. I don't worry about this. At no point of this situation in the last couple months I have worried or done anything. The only really reason that have affected me is that I haven't been able to shoot. You know, I want to go and shoot some guns, but obviously I'm not being stupid about it. I'm kind of saving my ammunition in case something happens. I'm not going to waste it. Now, I don't know what's going to be the issues with some of the local ranges and stuff like that, but I'm sure some of the local ranges must be hurting because people are not shooting any rounds. All right. So here's the thing: 5 things to consider. A couple things to consider that I want to put out there. So when this is over and you start preparing, if you make that decision, you won't have those issues. And the first thing is like plan before all this happened. Right? It's going to happen again. It is going to happen again. Listen, people, it is going to happen again. All right. The country is divided, and it's good for many people to be divided. It's not good for me. I don't agree with that. But again, it's good for many people to be divided because what they're really trying to do is to make money, right? All these companies that are divided are making money. The left versus the right, right? Again, you see BLM issues. I wonder how much money they got in collections or donations. I wonder what happened with that money in donation, right? They preach hate and separation and division and they collect money. This is a business for many of those people. So trust me, nothing is going to get back to like perfect and we're going to love each other and we're going to be BFF and all this. No, there will be something that will be preached to divide us. And that is going to bring crazy people, and that's going to bring argument, and that's going to bring confusion, and that's going to bring so many different things that is definitely not the work of God. That's not what God wants for our country, but the devil is working every single day, overtime. So there's going to be something that is going to happen that is going to get us upset. It's going to be division. And this is going to happen. There's going to be crazy amount of sales of guns. There's going to be crazy amount of sale of firearms, ammunition, all this. So plan yourself. Plan yourself because this is going to happen. How are you going to do it? I actually did this. I'm going to tell you. I did this already and I was good. You saw me sweating this out. Now, I don't have bazillions amount of ammunition in there, but I got enough. If something happened and I run out of that ammo, I don't know what to tell you because I got enough, right? For me, for my family, to a couple friends probably, I got enough. I don't sweat it. Why? Because I planned before this happened. So this goes back to ammunition, but this tip right here, this advice that I'm trying to give you, it goes back to anything. Preparedness. There's some things that I'm thinking that I need that have nothing to do with ammo, but I actually do. So I'm thinking about this is going to happen again, so I need to prepare for that, right? Number two, buy ammunition that is popular. And this kind of it's kind of a weird situation because I'm going to tell you what, years ago, I think it was maybe like 6-7 years ago, we had one of this scare, right? People flipping out, just like now, guys. I'm telling you, just like now. And I remember going to the store, and the only thing they had was 243. Thinking to myself, 243. What am I going to do with 243 now? If my friend Randy is watching, is a fan of the 243. I'm not that much. Really don't have any experience with the 243. But again, 243. So it's really not a popular round, but it was available. It was really available. So again, it's one of those things that, a lot of times people get a firearm that is not a common round, and you may be able to find rounds. You may be able to find some crazy round like 10 mil or something that is not as popular as a 9 mil. So this tip right here, it could go either way, right? In my opinion, find something popular, because if you have something popular, what you got is that most likely somebody else is going to have it, right? So I tell you what, 9 mil, most likely somebody's going to have 9 mil. So if something happens, survival, preparedness, whatever it is, the chances of you finding 9 mil from someone that, a friend, it's going to be pretty common. People be like, hey man, Fabian, you got some 9 mil? I got 9 mil. But if you tell me, hey, you got some 6.5 Creedmoor or like 243 or 270 or something like, I'll be like, no, dude. I mean, unless you're a hunter or something like that, you may have that stuff. But typical people may not have that, right? So that's why I kind of stick to the 308, right? I had the chance to go a different caliber, 6.5 Creedmoor, my AR-10. I went 308 because I'm thinking, I want to have something that is more popular, right? So again, could go both ways. Something popular is great because other people may have it, but at the same time, something that is not popular, you may be able to find it at the store, right? So here's the next thing that I want to tell you, right? Stay away from weird calibers. And this is going to have to do with the popular, non-popular kind of way, but there are some calibers out there that are barely made out. There's some calibers out there that are just, I don't know. I'm thinking about one, 224, the 224, I think it was. Again, it's not that popular. Not that popular. I know some of the guys use it for long range shooting and things like that, and it's fun and this and that. I actually thought about buying an AR chamber in that at one point. And again, you may find some people, but I don't think it's that popular. I don't know much about the caliber. You guys put comments down below. Again, I don't want to talk out of line here. But again, you know what? Stay away from some of the weird calibers because, again, if that is your only firearm, you may have some issues. Now, somebody's going to say, well, you may be able to find it. Or, well, it may give you this capability. This is the thing. When I'm talking about this, when I'm talking about stocking ammo for your weapons that you use for self-defense, right? I'm not talking about if you're a collector. If you're a collector and you have multiple guns and multiple different chambers, That's different. If you have multiple guns, that's different. But I'm talking about the philosophy of having, again, you may have 20 guns out there, but you can't carry 20 guns unless you're like a ninja, right? But if you're a regular person, you're probably going to carry a rifle. You're probably going to carry a pistol, maybe a shotgun. So again, based on that you're going to carry for your self-defense, not talking about everything else you have. Again, I'm talking about stockpile of ammunition on those weapons. Obviously, if you have any other guns, like I got a 40. I don't enjoy 40 that much. But if I have some 40 ammunition, obviously I could defend myself, right? I got a 357. I don't really super enjoy it, but if I find 357, I have another gun that I could use for self-defense. But my primary gun is going to be a 9mm pistol. So that's what I'm primarily gonna get stuck on, right? I'm gonna get ammunition based on that, right? So again, you can get ammunition whatever you want, but in this video in particular, I'm talking about your primary gun. So I kind of stay away from weird calibers, calibers that is not going to really help me that much, right? Again, I got some 357, I got some 40, but enough that if I had to defend myself, I'll probably be okay. But really, it's not my main stockpile, if you want to put it that way. Here's another tip that I think about sometimes when you consider buying guns. This is something that a lot of people do. Man, preppers will talk about this so much. You have no idea. And it's a simple fact to stay with a caliber, again, that is utilized by the military and utilized by your local law enforcement. Now, I don't know how true is this. A lot of guys do that based on the fact that if your police department carry 9mm, maybe there will be more 9mm accessible. Something for you to think about. I'm not saying this is the right thing to do or not. Put comments down below. Let me know what you think. But for example, when I was in North Carolina, the guys in North Carolina used to, or at least where I was living, they used to use M&P 45. Now, I had an M&P 45, or correction, I got an M&P 45 in my safe. So again, if the entire police department is using that, in case of survival, in case of something really insane, what are the chances of me finding an M&P 45? Because police officers use it, and probably a lot of preppers, if you want to call them that, or guys that are stocking in the same firearms, right? Again, probably a good chance. Now, the other thing will be a Beretta, right? The military used a Beretta in 9mm. I was in North Carolina in a military, city. So again, what is the chances of finding 9mm? If something horrific happened, we're not talking about something little, something horrific, survival and all that, probably pretty good because the military carries 9mm. So that's kind of like the concept when it comes to this right here. People think about that all the time. Buying a caliber that is popular, that is utilized by the military, that is utilized by law enforcement, because again, if something crazy happened, you have chances of finding that ammunition. Now, I got one that I think, in my opinion, is pretty decent, and again, a tip that some of you guys may consider: having firearms that serve different purpose, right? So again, there's a tip here where you have different guns, right? So you have your gun that it may be a primary firearm, that may be a Glock 17, right? That's a 9mm pistol. So again, you try to stock, when it comes to ammo shortage, you try to stock with 9mm, right? So again, you may have a 40, may not be your primary gun, but you may have a couple hundred rounds on that 40 because again, you found them, you have that pistol, you have multiple pistols, and why not, right? You want to have a couple more ammunition, right? Not really your primary, but something that you want to do. Now, what about this? Having a gun that you gonna have multiple calibers, right? And this is something that a lot of you guys do. So here's the thing. You run with a Glock 22, right? 40 cal. Stay with me. 40 cal. Some of you guys are salty dog. You know what I'm talking about. So you have a 40 cal, but now you have a lone wolf barrel. And what you do is that you replace that barrel in that Glock 22 and you go from 40 to 9. Now essentially you have a Glock 17, and all you have to do is change the barrel. So now you have a pistol that shoots a 40, but by changing a barrel, you have a pistol that shoots a 9mm. All you have to do, and in some cases people don't do, but I recommend doing this, is change magazines, right? So you have one pistol with one additional barrel. additional magazines, 9 mils and 40 mil, and now it gives you the capability of having, essentially a system that have multiple calibers, right? A lot of people do that. A lot of people like to do that. And again, that may tell you that maybe because ammunition is getting so bad, maybe you have 500 rounds of 9 mil and maybe you have 300 rounds of 40 cal, but you have this barrel that allows you to do that. To me, that's a pretty decent idea, and just a pretty decent thing. Now, here's the other thing that I'm going to give you when it comes to ammo shortage, and it's going to be pretty simple. Have a team. But when you have a team, the thing about this is that when you have a family, right, and when you think about preparedness and you're thinking about having your family and protecting your family, you got to count with the other people. Don't get so wrapped up around this, right? A lot of times you want to take over the planet by yourself. Don't do it. There's people out there that may help you. Think about that. So if you have a team of people that help you, family members, like I got my brother-in-law, he has guns too and all that. What if he has? Because he may have something that you don't have. And again, this is an iffy one because you got to really trust these people. And typically it's family members. But again, if your brother-in-law has a ton of 9 mil, that kind of gives you a break. Maybe you don't need to spend so much money in ammunition. You could spend it in something else. And that's kind of like a tip that I gave in the past. When you guys flip out, when you guys are spending all this money, when you guys spending all this in crazy credit card, ask your friends, like people that are really close to you. Like, hey, bro, what do you got? You got any ammo? Let me know what you got. Something happened? Can I count on you? Again, it's kind of like a risky one because you want to be able to trust those people. But if it's your brother-in-law, you think I'm going to let my family, something happen to them? The whole point of preparation is to take care of my family. So that's not even a choice. They will be taken care, right? So again, talk to your people. Talk to the people that you are, that you are together. Talk to the people that are your friends. Talk to the people that is out there helping you out. They may have ammunition that may be able to help you in case of something bad happen, right? Here's the last thing. I'm gonna put this as a bonus, I guess. Something to really, really think about it because somebody's gonna say it, right? Some of you guys is gonna mention this, and it actually is a really good point to think. Learn how to reload. Somebody's gonna say it. That's why I just gonna say it. Learn how to reload. Really learn how to reload. As I'm seeing my list here, somebody's gonna say that. Me personally, I'm not into reloading. I don't think I will. I don't think I'm going to get into it, but I'm going to mention this because I'm sure somebody's going to say learn how to reload. And you know what? It's a really great tip. Maybe I should learn how to reload because I'm going to tell you, when you start reloading your own ammunition, that puts you into a different level, into a level where you could, make your own rounds. And if something bad happened, you have the ability to have that. Now, that kind of comes with other things. Obviously, it's going to come with having, the right material, the right system, the right place, it takes a lot. Don't think that some of the guys here reloading, don't think it's as easy as they make it seem. Sometimes they're just like, and you think, wow, that's easy. No, those guys have been doing it for years, and those guys are very, very experienced. So if you get into it, make sure that you commit to it because, again, it's going to be something that is going to take a lot of time from you. What do you guys think? Again, let me know what you think. Put comments down below. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't get so wrapped up around this. The good Lord is in control. I always say at the end of the videos, and He has plans for us. Stay in prayer. I appreciate your support. And as always, God is in control.